So how to build a valuable art business in 2020. The game has changed. Where and what to focus on, reach the level of success you are after. That's what we're going to cover here today. So the biggest advancement in the art industry has just taken place. It's resulted in the greatest opportunity ever for photographers and artists, and frankly, creators in every business. You can now run live art shows online using social media. In other words, you can sell art live. It's as close to in-person as it gets. And this is really big. And so we're gonna get into this and tie it all together. People can virtually walk in to your gallery and in real time, just like having a physical presence. They can see your art with close-ups and at all different angles. And it's you showcasing your work, the artist, not a random salesperson. You can have your own gallery openings. You're not relying on, a gallery having to do that for you or invite you to do that. And most importantly, you can make sales on the spot. That's incredible, right? So when you're driving traffic to a website, sometimes you get a sale, sometimes you don't. You get them onto your email list. You've got to nurture them. But with these art shows, you can do them on the spot, just like what happens in a retail store. How did this all happen? Okay, because it's not something that's been going on for many years. It just happened. So the pandemic hit. The resulting lockdowns that we all experienced dramatically accelerated e-commerce. And you've probably seen this in the news. It's the e-commerce companies that have just gone crazy. E-commerce purchases have gone through the roof. It also pushed usage of social media to record levels. Everybody's on their phones and their devices way more often, consuming more from those devices. And it grew the use of live video exponentially. Maybe you saw this. People have been going live in all sorts of different industries everywhere, selling different products, talking about news and whatever it is. This created a perfect storm. Artists got creative, particularly the artists that we were working with, and started running live art gallery shows. And art buyers with time on their hands, obviously, would happily attend. They had nothing else to do. But it turns out it was an instant hit. That's what's amazing about this. People are commenting that these shows are entertaining and fun, and they're sharing them. All right, so these things are getting increased exposure. They also mention how convenient it is. They no longer have to go physically to the art gallery, which they rarely did anyways. Let's be honest. How many times does a given consumer even go to an art gallery in a given year? Most importantly, as I said before, sales are happening on the spot. And we now have run dozens of live art shows alongside Art Storefronts members. And when I say we, I mean us. Me personally, Patrick, who is on this call, the Art Storefronts team, the marketing team, and the leadership team. We have done these ourselves. We have gotten our hands dirty. And we have helped our artists and photographers sell sometimes tens of thousands of dollars of art individually in a single show, It's incredible. So this has been thoroughly tested and it's now settled science. So what does this mean? It means, and this is the big part, guys, it means that all of the benefits normally reserved to physical art gallery owners, all the reasons you wanted to use them and you wanted to be in these galleries, such as they can sell art live in person, showcasing the art in person, holding events in person, building direct relationships in person. These are the benefits that they have by having a physical presence. But all of this can now be done by you online, thanks to live video. In the past, you needed these galleries and publishers to get wider distribution. This not only costed you a large share of the profits, but it never allowed you to build a direct business where you own the customers, right? Where you own the customers. It's a very big deal. So the problem is a business can never rely on third parties over the long term. Those of you who have relied on third parties, you know what's gone on, right? The galleries have been shut down. The art shows have been shut down. When you're reliant on third parties, your eggs are in another basket and bad things can happen, right? So third parties, though, they build their business on the back of your product. This is just how third-party distribution works, not just in the art industry, but in any industry. They get to own the customers and you don't, and you get a 1099 check. You're just an independent contractor. This is building a business on sand, you guys. That's a problem. It's not on rock, it's on sand. In other words, with third parties, the rug always eventually gets pulled out from under you. So how does that happen? A gallery drops you, or they don't carry as much of their work. Or online, whether it's on Fine Art America or a Saatchi Art or an Etsy, these are essentially online galleries. That's all they are. Just like an art gallery that's in your hometown, they're just an online gallery. They just happen to be a little bit bigger. But when they change their algorithm, it's essentially the exact same thing, right? They are taking you out of the bestseller category or whatever it is. And what happens over the years? Artists and photographers constantly report how they're no longer making sales, or they never made sales in the first place. But the point is, eventually, the rug does get pulled out. But that has now changed. You can build your own audience directly online. You don't have to be, subject to this anymore. Thanks to the social media platforms, the distribution is already there. You guys, the social media platforms today, and this doesn't mean that you have to participate in them as an individual. They are the CNN, the NBC, the Fox News. They are the distribution channel. They are like the TV platforms of today. That's where the eyeballs are. That's where the attention is. And that's what we mean by the distribution is already there. So meaning you simply announce what you're going to do, or you just go live and people will be there. You don't have to coax them to come to your physical space as art galleries do when they have to create an event, right? So when you build a direct audience and when you own your customers, that's when you're building a business on rock. And this is how you're going to generate consistent income. Everybody always wonders, why are there starting artists? Why are there starving artists? It's because they're always reliant on third parties. They're never owning their own customers. They're never building a direct business. And so you never get consistent income. This is how you build consistent income in any business, in any industry. You build it direct. So summing it up, photographers and artists can now run their own international art gallery business online, but right from home, with all the benefits that only physical art galleries have enjoyed, right? And you guys can do it on the side, or you can do it full time, and it doesn't matter because you don't have overhead, you don't have monthly expenses that you have to worry about that are significant. You can do it however you want to. Take a moment to realize how amazing this is. It's the biggest advancement in a very long time in the art industry, possibly ever. I mean, I've been in the art industry for 20 years and I've never seen anything like this. It's incredible and it's so great. So running your own art gallery business online is the best way to build a long-term valuable art business. But here's the thing. This business model has already been working. We have members on our platform that have been selling over $100,000 a year from their own websites by simply having the mentality of, I'm running my own art gallery, right? I'm going to build my business online. I'm going to build my audience. And, that's the way that I'm going to take this to the next level. That's how I can really scale, internationally and everything, right? But now with these live art shows, this business model has rocket fuel behind it like never before. So given this, how do you proceed? How do you do it and still have time to do what you love? You still want to create. You don't want to be spending all your time on marketing and admin. So how do you do this? How do you execute on it and still have a life? First, you need to equip yourself with a proper art gallery website. What is that? It's one that has all the features that help buyers make decisions to buy art, and it converts the maximum number of visitors into buyers, right? So in other words, a proper art gallery website eliminates the friction inherent in buying art online. You guys, buying art online is not like buying toilet paper or some, trinket. It's complex. People have questions like, will this mesh with my wall color? Will it work in the room that I want to put it in? I don't know about the size or the size where I want to frame it, but how will it look in a frame? All of these things are friction. If your website answers these questions, then you're going to convert the maximum number of visitors into buyers. And customer experience matters, you guys. We live in the age of customer experience. We all know it. This is how Amazon and Apple have become trillion-dollar companies, by focusing on customer experience and by living by phrases like customer obsession. Your art gallery website should provide an amazing art buying experience. This is what you guys do. You're artists and photographers selling art. You should obviously equip yourself with something that gives your customers an amazing buying experience, and you can. And if you want your customers to know that you care and are running a professional operation, that's what you would do. It makes no sense to spend time and energy marketing, all that time and energy marketing, just to drive traffic to a substandard experience where you're going to let people down and you're going to leave money on the table because you're not going to convert as much. You might as well just not even do it because there's so much going to be wasted. So properly equip yourself. But unfortunately, a website is not enough, right? Many of you guys probably know this. If you notice here, I took a screenshot. I Googled 99% of all Shopify stores fail, okay? You can do this yourself, and you see these different headlines and people talking about it. It's a stat that's out there, and it's not a knock on Shopify because the same thing can be applied to Squarespace or GoDaddy or Wix, Zenfolio, take your pick, right? The reason is because the website is not enough, right? Don't get fooled into thinking that just because you have a website, you have a real business. Any person today can launch a website in 10 or 15 minutes, and they do. They're doing it every day. And this is why most of these businesses fail, right? So learn the lesson now and save yourself years of pain and struggle. The ongoing marketing is the #1 problem. It's the biggest problem that all photographers and artists share. This is what you have to solve. Nobody has enough traffic, distribution, or eyeballs seeing their art. Nobody has a big enough audience. You need to consistently build an audience, and then you need to nurture it. That's what turns them into sales, okay? And if you do not solve the marketing problem, you are just going to be one of the 99% who fail. You have to solve it. And therefore, the second aspect you need to learn, you need is to learn how to effectively market yourself, both online and offline, right? So learn how to do it. Have a consistent plan, get some help or whatever it is that you need, but solve the marketing problem. The more effective you are at marketing, the bigger your direct audience will get, the more sales potential you will therefore have, and then the more consistent your income will become. In the end, you will have your own distribution channel that nobody can ever take away from you. This is the Shangri-La. This is where you want to be. So conclusion here, right? The overall picture. How do you build a valuable art business in 2020? You run your own art gallery business online. How do you do that? #1, equip yourself with a proper art gallery website and solve the ongoing marketing problem. These are the two things you need to do. The problem is when you look at anybody who's struggling right now or who has been struggling for the last 5 or 10 years, they either have none of these or only one, right? So at a high level, you got to solve these things, right? And you'll be in a way better position. And then you'll be able to take advantage of the live art shows and all of these different things that are happening, that are going to take your business to the next level. So the good news is we created Art Storefronts to help you do this. We are an all-in-one solution, proper art gallery website, plus ongoing marketing consulting. And you're going to get a taste of all of this today. What we are doing is working, you guys. Don't take my word for it. I'm showing you this presentation, and obviously I want you to do your research, but all you have to do is read our reviews and talk to our members. We have 3,500 members on the platform. It's about half photographers and half artists. If you want to, talk to them. So who is a fit? We work with people at all stages in their career. Part-timers, stay-at-home moms and dads, people new to selling art, and people doing extremely well selling $100,000 or more annually. So if you are committed to building an art business with consistent income, then we will likely be a great fit for you, all right? Talk to one of our team members, like Reed, who's gonna be presenting here in a second, and we will tell you one-on-one, we'll listen to what your business is about, what your goals are, what type of art you're selling, who you're trying to go after, and we'll tell you if you are a good fit or not. We will only bring on a new member if we believe we can actually help you guys. Our biggest metric, the thing that we're after, is customer success. If we can't make you successful and we don't believe that we can really do that, we will not bring you on, and we'll tell you that. Thank you so much.